resulted in the outbreak of the Central Plains War in 1930. With the help of the Manchurians, Chiang emerged victorious. However, the Chinese states were left severely weakened as a result of this conflict, and this allowed Japan to move in and fully annex Manchuria in 1932. However, Chiang was preoccupied with trying to destroy the small communist states through encirclement campaigns. These campaigns lasted a couple years, and in 1934, the communists were almost defeated, but they managed to retreat from Jiangxi. The retreat, the Long March, lasted for over a year, and although they lost the vast majority of their members, they did manage to survive, re-establish themselves in the north, and Mao came to the forefront of the party. But the Japanese continued to push into Inner Mongolia, and eventually these incursions led to the Marco Polo Bridge incident in 1937, which in turn sparked the Second Sino-Japanese War. The KMT gained the support of a lot of the warlords, and they formed the Second United Front with the Communists. However, the Japanese overwhelmed them, and over the next couple years captured the northeast of China and Canton. As the war continued, Chiang's forces greatly diminished in strength, and his regime lost a lot of popular support due to their failures. Meanwhile, the Communists' guerrilla warfare proved hugely popular, and their promises of reforms helped boost their numbers and strength, and their strongholds held out for the remainder of the war. As the Japanese began to lose ground to the Allies in 1945, the Soviets occupied Manchuria, while the Communists and Nationalists tried to grab as much land as they could. The Soviets eventually allowed the Communists to take over Manchuria and all of its factories and weapons, giving a great boost to the party's strength. So when hostilities between the two parties resumed in 1946, Mao was finally able to push back the nationalists. The communists were running guerrilla operations across the country, in particular the south, but it wasn't until late 1948, when all of Manchuria was pacified, that they really began to advance. They launched two serious offensives: the Pingjin Offensive, which resulted in the communists capturing Beijing, and the Huihei campaign drove the nationalists south of the Yangtze by early 1949. The communists continued their advance south, capturing Sichuan by the end of the year and forcing Chiang to retreat to Taiwan. The nationalists did, however, prevent the communists from taking the island at the Battle of Guningtao. So, with most of mainland China under communist control by 1950, the Soviets aided the communists in absorbing the East Turkestan Republic, and the People's Republic of China moved into Hainan and Tibet. Although KMT insurgency continued and the KMT still held Taiwan, Mao turned his attention to helping the North Koreans in the Korean War, which erupted the same year.